Samantha Johnson, under the law, you have an absolute right to address me now. Is there anything you'd like to tell me, Ms. Johnson?
Basically, my lawyer, Mr. D'Angelo, addressed it. I had a really bad addiction, and I can't say how embarrassed I am of my actions, but that I am remorseful. I do know drugs do make people do a lot of things, and I never used to believe it until it happened to me. And all I can say is I'm not gonna do it again. I know you hear that a lot, but after sobering up, I see the error of my ways, and I'll be ready to come out a better person.
Well, Ms. Johnson, this is our time together, so I address you directly. Under the law, I'm required to do the following analysis. I have to consider the protection of the public, punishment of the defendant's rehabilitative needs, and deterrence. So within that, I usually look at the character of the offender. So you appear before me today as a 36-year-old adult woman who, from everything I hear, it's kind of like, what are you doing here? You've never been in trouble with the law. So under the law of this state, you really appear before the court as somebody who would be a presumptive probationer. However, I also look at the gravity of the offense. And this is probably one of the most stunning crimes against property that I've had in my long service to the community. And what I've come to understand is many times we perceive that, when somebody's home is broken into or they're physically assaulted, they have this injury, and we tend to focus on that. But in my experience, I find as I read, through all these complaints, that, the types of crime you commit sort of strike at the quality of life in our community, because, they're intrusions on people's senses of security, being able to put your mail in the mailbox where year after year after year, the mailman comes, gosh, I live in a good town. And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? So what you've done is very distressing, because you strike at the public's confidence that the courts, law enforcement, the district attorney's office can give them a safe and secure place. So it's the magnitude of your behavior. Then in addition, the court is struck and really offended by the sophisticated nature of what went on here. This isn't like somebody who has a drug addiction problem and, regrettably, they smash the window of my car and they go into the car compartment and they steal the change or whatever. This is, equipment to do this and all this sort of thing. So, Ms. Johnson, I think it's the magnitude of the offense and the injury that you've inflicted on the community that moves the court to agree with essentially what the recommendation is. But because of the amount of restitution, I'm going to make the extended supervision as long as possible. So I'm directing my attention to begin with to 24 CF 1445. That's a class F felony, and that indicates that you're exposed to 12 and a half years in the state prison system. So what I will do is I will sentence you to 5 years of initial confinement and 5 years of extended supervision. Then on all of the other files, which are Class H felonies, I will sentence you to 3 years of initial confinement and 3 years of extended supervision. I will make all of those sentences concurrent to each other, so you get 7.5 years of extended supervision. So it comes close to, it's a little more than what the state is asking with regard to extended supervision, but it's consistent with the state's agreement. In addition, the reason I'm posing the 5-year sentence is clearly you have treatment needs which need to be addressed in the community. Then what I would advise you is that, part of the whole issue is going to be when you come out, the people you associated with. So if you go back and associate with those people, high probability you will commit all these kinds of crimes again. Then with regard to all the remaining files, I will order that there be restitution made, that restitution is to be determined by the Department of Corrections with information to be provided by the District Attorney's Office within 60 days of today. That information is provided to Defense Counsel, and then if Defense Counsel wishes a restitution hearing, I'll certainly order one. However, I think this case is pretty straightforward with regard to what the restitution request will be, but I'll reserve your client's right to do that, Mr. D'Angelo, okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
Then as conditions of extended supervision, I order she gets a COMPASS evaluation and follow through with any treatment recommendations, that she find and maintain full-time employment, school, or combination thereof, that she make restitution as determined by the department and the court, that she not associate with anybody who's been convicted of the sale or the possession of a controlled substance, that she is to maintain absolute sobriety, so no alcohol in her residence, nor frequent any places where alcohol is sold or dispensed. Then against that sentence, I will give her credit for 231 days, did you say, Mr. D'Angelo?
I had 234 days as of yesterday,
Okay,
Your Honor.
all right, 234 days. All right. Then, Mr. Spouty, does the state seek any other conditions of extended supervision?
The state does not.
Okay. Do you seek anything for the, then I will find her eligible for the ERP and the substance abuse programs. So hopefully, you know, and then I will have that the judgments should indicate that with regard to restitution, 25% of prison wages and gifted monies are to be allocated, and then the balance of it, the restitution would be during extended supervision. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, and court costs on all the files. And again, that should be paid during the period of extended supervision. All right, then that concludes the matter. Good luck. Good luck to you, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. No.
Does that mean 5 years total?
Yes.
All concurrent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attorney D'Angelo, I'll upload the forms because I have to do them all.
Do you want me to try to put it all on one and then just have her sign it once, or do you want separate ones?
No, you can do it on one.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right,
Unless she's gonna appeal one, then that one's separate.
I don't think so.
No, I'm not appealing that.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, okay. On the extended supervision, it's 5 is the maximum.
Okay.
So we'll just, we'll make it 5, okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
7.5 is the initial confinement.
Yes, sir.
Go on the record. Okay.
Yeah, because it was 5.
Right, okay, right, all right. Well, I think I'll just, but I'll keep my record.
Do you want me to call Attorney Spaulding?
Yeah, just have it.
Okay. Because he just said 5 and 3, concurrent.
Yeah, I thought,
So it's still 5 and 5, right?
Now he's saying 7.5.
Wait.
You see if you can stop, never mind.
Monitor, do you see Attorney Spouty? Or did you make it downstairs already?
He did? Is he out?
no, I'm doing 7.
No, hold on a second.
Okay.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Very tall, very thin district attorney.
With glasses.
Can you have Ryan come back to branch 1? Spouty? I don't have his number and I'm covering up here. And he hightailed it out of here, so we need him back. Judge wants to go back on the record. Okay. Okay, thanks.
Might have made it to
Bye.
the DA's office already. We just need to put something back on there.
Sharon, I'm right.
I thought right here, he just said 5 and 5. They can't go up to 7.
Correct.
He said a total of 7.5. he's putting the other. I'm very confused.
I enforce the law, I don't judge it. I don't apply sentences and penalties.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go talk to the judge.
Okay.
So let me tell him. Say that again? Yes, yes, on the class, H. The Fs are 5 and the H's are 3, but I don't know where he got 7.5 of extended supervision. He didn't put 2. I don't know if he can, no, the max is only 5.
So I got it. What he's gonna do is he's gonna add probation 3 years, 2 on the counts.
Run it consecutive.
And run a consecutive, so there's a longer period to do restitution. It's still 5 in, and then
8? Is he gonna do 8?
I think so.
ES? And just run one of the 3 years consecutive?
That's right,
Understood.
yeah.
I'm okay with
It's
that.
the same,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
he wants to give a little bit more time to play restitution.
Yep.
Understood.
That's
Right,
fine.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure it's clear.
I just don't want to do more jail time.
No. It's the same. But I'm not gonna have you sign this until that's on the record, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's just the right thing. So we're gonna do it that way, okay?
Okay.
So you're just gonna hang out with me for a while.
I'll just
Okay.
pick one and run a consecutive.
Wait for the DA to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Days, I thought yesterday was the 21st, all day. And my suspicion is they won't come and get you. Maybe next week.
I think so.
Yeah,
That
probably.
quick.
Maybe 2 weeks. at
They
max.
usually take a month.
No, really?
It's that bad.
Is that backed up? It used to be like a week, 2 weeks.
It's been a month. They're packed. Like they got people sleeping on the floors.
That's why I think they would have, they come up and get you.
You would think, yeah. It's bad in there. The officers were laughing about it.
Wanted to make sure you got your steps in today. Yeah. Wanted to make sure you got your steps in today.
I'm getting them. It's all right. You can't run off that quick. What's up? I said you can't run off that quick. So the judge wants to add just a period of probation to extend the time for restitution. So he just wants to go back on the record.
Whatever judge wants to do at this point, I'm not asking for it. Just let me know.
That's fine.
OW.
No, it's so he was driving, and a couple of friends he saw. He was on the road going for that. These friends were like both balls by the road, and then one of the friends got clipped by the side mirror.
Okay.
He got injured, so it's a ticket. I don't think I think it should. Yeah, that'd be.
Is that gonna work though? Can he do that?
I think he can.
I have no idea what it was.
I don't
I
know if
don't
you
know
can.
what
Can you,
judge's
can you
goal.
just do ES?
I can.
Without the initial confinement. So can you do concurrent?
I'll do this concurrent
Can you do that though?
on the JOC.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be concurrent, and then
But
this will
the ES
just,
would be consecutive.
so it'll be 8 years.
You can split them up that
I
way?
can, on the
Oh,
JOC.
okay, that's fine.
Yep,
That works.
so that's,
I
a-
don't know what judge's goal is. So I don't
He wants to
he wants
pay-
longer
he wants
extended
longer.
supervision, so she can pay the restitution and the fees and the costs.
Yeah.
So when he comes out here, he had said 7.5, but it doesn't
It doesn't
equal.
work
So
out
we're
that
just
way.
gonna add the 3
Yeah,
consecutive
I
to
think
the big.
that's what he's gonna do.
Right, so I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the JOC will be consecutive and concurrent.
Perfect.
You know, we charge on enough.
Yeah.
Send someone to prison for the rest of their life. And I was like, I don't know what the goal is for someone.
No, so,
How's about let's touch base a little bit further down the
that's
road?
fine.
Because
She just doesn't want it. What she wants to do is try to avoid a lot.
Thanks.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I
when is there an intake date?
I wanna say it's
All rise. Court Branch 1 is again in session.
Be seated. All right, we're back on the record in the Johnson matter, and what the court mistakenly did is it switched around initial confinement and extended supervision in the Class F. So with regard to the Class F felony, I'll sentence for 5 years of initial confinement and 5 years of extended supervision. Then what I will do in 24 CF 1444, I will now, in that case, I will withhold sentence and I will place her on probation for a period of 3 years with all the same conditions as the other cases. The idea being that she then would have 8 years to be making restitution. So my original design was just that I wanted to maximize the amount of time that she would be required to make restitution. And so this modification does not impact her confinement time, but what it does do then is it just continues to require her to be making an effort to make all these victims whole. So that's the purpose of that. So the clerk will just note those, and that probation can be made consecutive to the sentences that she's serving in the other files. Okay?
Very well, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome.